Alright, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to Madrid Hub. I'm your host, Dr. JOTA. We will be analyzing, we will be jumping into the details of this horrible Real Madrid Osasuna 0-0, a draw completely unexpected considering we were coming to this game after two consecutive winnings, and in my opinion, we were in the best shape to win this game. But what happened, nobody knows. Because unlike other games, other matches where you just can't or you lose or something like that, this one it was, oh my God, what is going on right now? Because what I saw, it was a Real Madrid trying over and over and over again. I mean, slamming the Osasuna side, but we couldn't make it, man. I mean, we couldn't go through. We didn't find the way to go through. We didn't find the way to unlock the defense. We didn't find the gaps, the opportunities, the breaks in the defense, and all the stuff. It was impossible. And especially in the second part, man, we had chances enough to score, but we couldn't. And that is the kind of game I would say it is frustrating. Frustration is the word, actually, because it is not like, for example, the day that we lost against Sheriff Tiraspol, or the one we lost against Espanyol, or even against, the draw against Villarreal. It was a completely different story because they were dominating the game. The whole game, we were completely misplaced. All the players were just spread out without knowing what to do. There was no a clear instruction, a clear rules, clear directions, tactical instructions and things like that. So that's why we lost those games. But today, it was a completely different story. Osasuna didn't want to dominate the game. Osasuna just showed up on the field, and what they displayed, it was a bunch of players in interior positions, so Real Madrid could never elaborate or do any single thing to be able to score. We were trying from the wings, we were trying from inside, but it was it was pretty much impossible. So let me organize a little bit all my thoughts about the game, and let me get started, for example, talking about a little bit the starting 11, because it was kind of surprising because we were expecting new faces. But for example, I was expecting in the goal to see Lunin instead of Courtois, but not. Finally, Courtois made the game, and he was in the game. And I don't know what is the reason why Carlo Ancelotti didn't want to line up to Lunin. It was a clear chance for him to play, but maybe another day. Maybe it was not the right day for him to make his debut in La Liga. And then in the right back, we saw to Carvajal, which was really surprising for me because I thought, okay, this guy is not really ready to go. It surprised me though because Dani Carvajal was one of the most active and good players tonight. So it was not a horrible performance or something like that. Dani Carvajal was very serious. He looked actually very serious. And in my opinion, he didn't make any, weird mistake or unfortunate play or something like that. So he did a very decent job for Dani Carvajal. And then in the left back, we saw to Mendy again, repeating in the lineup for the, for the third consecutive time. So that is pretty good, obviously. Of course, again, the midfield, that was the most interesting side. That was the most interesting zone to see today because we were expecting about 2 to 3 new faces, and what we saw, it was a very conservative stake from Carlo Ancelotti, which my opinion is, I agree with that. You can line up to Eduardo Camavinga just completely alone, and then Marco Asensio as well, and put him on the bench to Luka Modric and Toni Kroos, or even also to Casemiro. That'd be a very suicidal move. You know what I'm saying? So Camavinga, it's okay for him to play. It's fine. I get it. I understand, and it was a very good choice. But he still needs some experience around. And when I say experience, I say all the players more experienced in the midfield of Real Madrid, who of course are Casemiro and Toni Kroos. And that is what happened. We had in the midfield to Camavinga, Toni Kroos, and also Casemiro. So fine. I mean, perfectly fine, perfectly understandable, and a very good move, smart move from Carlo Ancelotti. And then in the attack, that is the thing, the biggest tactical error from Carlo Ancelotti. If you want to count on a player like Marco Asensio, what you never can do is to line him up in a position where you know he won't work. I mean, he will work, he will try his best, he will give everything he got, but if it's completely out of position, this guy is not work for us. It's not work for the team. It's not work for the formation, for the tacticals, for the tactics, whatever you want to call it. If you want to line up to Marco Asensio, just put him in the midfield as a second striker right behind of the forwards. There's no other position for Marco Asensio. If you line him up in the right wing, like Carlo Ancelotti did today, it is like playing with one player less, because he's not going to show up at all. He's not going to do anything at all. And it happened. He tried over and over and over again, but it was the same situation when he was playing for Zinedine Zidane. He was playing in the right wing and he was unable to do a single spectacular thing or a definitive thing or something like that. He was not able to connect with any other player. He wasn't able to do everything by himself. And it was like playing with 10 players. You know what I'm saying? So that is the point. Why are you lining him up in a position where he doesn't know to play? He has any idea about playing in the right wing. But the funniest thing here is the day he played against Mallorca, right after the game, Carlo Ancelotti recognized everybody that Marco Asensio is not good as a right wing. And of course, if you want to count on Marco Asensio, you need to put him right behind the forwards in the front of the rival box, because that is the place where he's more dangerous. You know what I'm saying? But out of that position, he's completely off the game. That is the problem. So what I don't understand is saying that and being Carlo Ancelotti strongly convinced that Marco Asensio can play in the right wing. How is that possible that we saw the Marco Asensio playing today in the right wing? I mean, there's no way, man. I can't understand. You know what I'm saying? So, my opinion is just that. I'm okay if you want to line up to Marco Asensio and Eduardo Camavinga and stuff like that, but put him in the right positions. I mean, the right wing should have been for Rodrigo Goes, because he did a great job the other day. He should have been there tonight. Why any other player? If Rodrigo Goes is doing a great job and he really deserves, and we saw actually in the second half when he came to the field, what we saw, it was a very active player, very dangerous player, trying that over and over and over again, connecting with everybody else and things like that. Very fresh. I mean, a lot of fresh ideas in his mind, a lot of trials and errors over and over and over again. But that is exactly what we're looking for when it comes to Rodrigo or any other single, player in Real Madrid. And then if I have to talk about Vinicius Jr. tonight or even Benzema, well, they tried their best, but they couldn't. And that's it. I mean, Benzema was a little bit, today, maybe it was not his day. In my opinion, the hit that he had like 2 games ago against Shakhtar Donetsk has affected to him enough for him not to be he's not shining in these two games against FC Barcelona and tonight against Osasuna. We didn't see a Benzema shining, fresh, new, and ready to go. It was a little bit more darker, sometimes unfocused, don't even knowing what to do, what is next, okay, what is my plan, what is my idea, what I have to do now, who should I connect with in this play, or what should I do now, things like that. The most, in my opinion, inspired player tonight, again, was Vinicius Jr., and especially in the second half, because in the second half, he was connecting all the time with Marcelo, and he tried again over and over and over again, but we couldn't. I mean, we have to keep in mind that Real Madrid tonight tried everything to score, but we just couldn't. And this is soccer, man. That happens in soccer, in life. Sometimes you give everything you got, but you get nothing in return. And that happens. I mean, we have to assume that these kind of games will happen every once in a while. And let me tell you what, we are one of the worst qualified teams in La Liga. If you take a look at the standings at home, we are one of the worst teams qualified in La Liga. We actually are in the 12th position. And I told you all, in the beginning, before the game, I was advising everybody, be careful with this game, because this is the kind of game, very tricky. Osasuna is in the 6th position in La Liga, and it's not a coincidence. If they are in the upper half of the standings, it's because they are doing something really good. They are doing, a very good job, and we have to be careful. And finally, it happened. We lost 2 more points at home, and we're doing a horrible job at home, because the last victory at home, it was against Mallorca. Right after that, it was the draw against Villarreal, the defeat against Sheriff Tiraspol, and now today, again, against Osasuna, another draw. So 3 consecutive games without winning in El Santiago Bernabeu. There's no way for you, if you want to win, if you want to achieve La Liga, there's no way for you to keep losing points at home. There's no way. There's no point on that. Makes any sense. So that is kind of my analysis on this game. Horrible game, 2 points lost. So now, guys, let me know your thoughts about that. Just comment in the section below, and of course, subscribe to my channel, Madrid Hub.